What's up, everybody? This is Wall Street Colin, and today we're going to be talking about support and resistance. Now, the reason we're going to be talking about this is because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to charts. I've gotten asked multiple times that these charts look confusing and all this other stuff. And we use support and resistance to kind of clear away some of the clutter and start to understand that there's a structure in every single chart, and we can have a favorable outcome to every single trade if we can understand the structure inside a chart. So support and resistance levels are key, and they play a key role in this, along with other indicators and other trend lines. So we're just going to be talking about support and resistance today, and let's get into it. So when I first got started into trading, I thought the same thing, that this is super confusing. I had no idea which way price was going to move, and I started to use support and resistance as a way to figure out where price is going to touch and push off of, or going to break through. So let's look at ADA right now. And when I first started, I did this little trick to understand where my major supports and resistance are. Is I switched from a candle to a line chart, and then I started to do it this way. Then I would switch back to a candle chart once I was done drawing the support and resistance, and then eventually I became very confident in my support and resistance, and I only used candlesticks. But for now, let's do that old method of switching to a line chart and finding our support and resistance, and then we'll move over to a candlestick chart. So right now we have one supportive resistance. Right now we have a breakthrough right there on the 4-hour, and then we have a touch right there. So support and resistance is defined by two or more major touches on that line. Now, what I also want to make very clear, guys, is when I first started, I thought price would touch my line and then immediately after reject, and that's not how it works. These are zones where there's support and resistance. It's not a specific line that once price touches it, it's going to reject off of it. There's zones, so they might break over a little bit and then come back down, and that's one way. So I'll show you, I'll identify that. So like right here, it broke over and then it came back down, right? Or it touched it like this right here and it came back down, and that's fine. That's a support, that's a resistance. Or there was a gap, right? Meaning like this, something like this. This would be a gap, but it essentially came to the zone and then rejected off of that. So this would be a major zone, is the 1.73 zone, and price has been heavily rejected off of there. And the same thing is when price broke above that area, it became a support now, right? So we see right there that it's also a support. And a better depiction of this would be something like this, where it's a zone, right? And this is why I use rectangles sometimes, is because they're better depictions versus just a single line. That it's a zone that price is coming to, and it's either being rejected off of or it's being used as a support. So start practicing drawing all these support and resistance, and then eventually you become very confident, and you can just switch over and stay over into a candlestick to understand that that has now become a support, or that has now become a resistance. So right there, it touched right there, it touched right there. Or even you can even use wicks also to identify support and resistance. Wicks, all wicks stand for is basically price, like this long wick right there. Wick is used to identify where price moved in within 4 hours and was rejected off of that. So long wicks are a good indication that there was heavy buyers in the market, and price was driven out of there fairly quickly. So wicks are super good, and we'll make a different video for that, and I'll explain more about wicks, but that is also used as support and resistance indicator. So I would recommend doing that on different charts so you understand how support and resistance works. Right there, see, right there, and right there, and right there. Those are all key indicators showing that there's a support and resistance level around that area. So that kind of wraps up this video, and we'll go into a trend line in a different video, and we'll go over to wicks and candlesticks and all this other stuff in different videos. But today that wraps up this video as far as support and resistance. Go ahead and get into it inside your charts, and I hope this helped. And if it did help, go ahead and smash the like button and share it with someone that is having trouble identifying key areas of support and resistance. I'll see you guys in the next video.